Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness there is no God but Allah, who came to us in the persons of Mustafa Muhammad. And I bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is indeed thine exalted Christ. And I furthermore indeed bear witness that the national representative of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, our leader, teacher, and guide. I greet you all in the nation-greeted words of peace, and we say it in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. All praises due to Allah. On behalf of Brother Albert Muhammad and the Let Us Make Man family, as always, family, we continuously thank you for your support. We thank you for taking your time to read our posts. We thank you for your comments. We can never thank you enough. As always, we like to get straight to the core, straight to the point, and take less time as possible. But in this particular video, we will touch two subjects simultaneously, just to basically address some concerns on a couple posts we just posted within the last 24 hours. The first thing I want to say is this. The Let Us Make Man family and your little brother Albert Muhammad, our sole purpose and mission for what we do when we go online, live Facebook, is to cater and appeal to the plight of the black community. We work continuously to provide our people with the most accurate information as possible. The most accurate information as possible. We're taught to deal with actual facts. So in order to deal with actual facts, you got to research thoroughly, as thorough as you can. And praying to Allah, Jesus, Moses, Jah, or whomsoever you pray to, that the information that you provide, especially when you're dealing with social media, you come 100 to 1,000% close to actual facts. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, let me say it this way. I had the distinct honor and pleasure to really enjoy the last 2 weeks of this month, which is the crowning of Black, quote unquote, Black History, Savior's Day. And I was in Chicago with the family for part 2 of Fear Not for the Future is Ours. And the entire lecture was electrifying and filled with so much compassion, love, and emotion for our people that was delivered by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And we do know and understand that everybody that tunes in or everybody that listens to the Brother Albert Muhammad program or the Let Us Make Man family is not a part of the Nation of Islam, will not agree with the Nation of Islam theologies, etc., etc., etc. I am a full-pledged, active member of the Nation of Islam, 100%, hands down. However, the Let Us Make Man family act as an independent entity in terms of what we do when we cater to the plight of the black community. That means we hold no punches, we pull no punches. We strive to speak the truth regardless to the circumstances, regardless to whether it's accepted or if it's not. If it becomes controversial, then it is what it is, as we say. So the first part of this session, real brief, and we're not going to take that much of your time, is addressing the Remy and Nicki Minaj saga. Let me say this. As of now, to my knowledge, I don't believe that Nicki Minaj has responded to Remy Ma's diss track, so to speak. I pray Allah that Nicki Minaj do not respond to it and realize that what's happening is a repeated history in the industry. See, this ain't about talent. This ain't about prestige. This is about money. This is about recognition, money, power, and respect. You have two beautiful black women. One is 34 and one is 36, still in a prime. with so much to offer to our young sisters, to go at each other in such a way. And we have seen the history of the end results of quote unquote beef, right? Then you ask yourself a question, what is beef? When you listen to the track Remy laced in regards to her addressing Nicki Minaj, it was full with so much venom and so much disparity that you would have to be strong to look through what was being said and try to find the reality of the entire saga. But this is what they call the new rap world, which I'm going to come to that in a hot second. Because no sooner than after we post the post, we started getting comments and response from the post that we post. Our goal was to continue to follow the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, as is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And when we was in Chicago this Sunday at Mosque Mariam, as the minister was teaching, he said, I remember distinctively that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him directly that our people wasn't going to listen to him or wouldn't listen to him, meaning the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and they were not going to listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, over the last 60 some odd years, has piped to the black community all his life, sacrificed his life. He is one of the most distinctly black leaders or spokesmen that stands out and stands up for the quote unquote rap world or hip hop community. He defends our brothers and sisters even when we're wrong. He backs us. He doesn't slander the hip hop. He has met with many hip hop artists from rich to non-rich, from famous to non-famous. So to have our sisters come at each other in such a way in the new millennium, in light of what's going on within the black community as of today in 2017, right? The self-hatred that's displayed amongst ourselves. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan taught us and teaches us that our nation can rise no higher than its woman. Huh? A nation can rise no higher than its woman. But if our women become stagnant, and if our women default in what Allah God put in them to be the birthright of the black nation or the new nation, separate and unequal, to a society that does not accept us and never will. If you had not had the chance to hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan this past Sunday and the previous Sundays, so that's 2 weeks, I humbly suggest, whether you're in the Nation of Islam or you're not, to go into log into NOI.org. Pull up Savior's Day, especially this past Sunday. Hear what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan had to say. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him, like unto the people of Moses and Noah and Lot, all those who rebel against the message and the messenger was destroyed by God himself. So since so many of us were taught and raised to think that God is so merciful and God is so forgiving that we can continue to act outside of ourselves, we can continue to rebel against the natural law of God, which is submission to the entire will of God, then sooner or later, Allah will destroy all of us, especially the rebellious ones. Those who want to justify this sort of saga or drama. I read comments that said, well, brother, no, I quote, nigga, please, this is hip hop. Really? Let me say this again. I read comments that said, nigga, please. This is hip hop. Really? So let me help you understand what little historical knowledge I have. Just a little knowledge I have. And there may be many of you out there who may be far advanced than myself with the hip hop industry or the hip hop world. There's a difference between hip hop and the new millennium rap music. Right? When hip hop took off, the brothers and sisters that was participating in the foundation or the beginning or the movement of hip hop, they were not making music that was detrimental to one another or threatening or life threatening to one another. They were making music that was competitive, right? They were making music that consists of talent and skills. From Grandmaster Flash, right? And the Furious Five to the Funky Four plus one more, right? Curtis Blow, right? Eric B. and Rakim, the Treacherous Three. I can go on and on and on. Run DMC. These brothers and sisters made hip hop. MC Light, right? Roxanne Shante. Would you say the battle between Roxanne Shante and UTFO was beef or a battle? Huh? The beef between Tupac and Biggie was a beef. And we see the end results of that beef. And beef that continuously go on that we hear nothing about. Local beef. Local brothers and sisters. What about the young sister, I believe it was in Texas, if I'm not mistaken, that was in a hip-hop battle? Listen to what I'm saying to you. We're going to set the record straight today about hip-hop beef, hip-hop battles and hip-hop beef or rap beef, right? What about the young lady that was I believe it was in the state of Texas or in the South? She was at a backyard cookout, something to that effect. And she was a well-known artist with skills, lyrical skills. The battle took off. It was her against three brothers. She demolished them three like paperwork. Lyrically, that was a battle to her. But to those that she was battling with, it turned into a beef. And because they couldn't accept or handle that they were ashamed and demolished by a sister that had lyrical skills, they kidnapped, raped her, brutalized her, tried to burn her up, but she survived. So don't sit here and tell me rap battle is hip-hop. God damn it, that is not hip-hop. That is crazy. That's what that is. Hip-hop was always pure and based on talent and skills. Rakim said, I kick a hole in the speaker, pull the plug, then I jet back to the lab and grab a pen and a pad. Right? Because he knew that he wasn't ready, so he had to get his skills up. And you couldn't even touch the mic unless you had skills back when it was hip hop. Now that you have rap music, which has been taken over by the industry, it doesn't take skills. All it takes is just the simple putting words together over a beat or a track. And if you can cuss somebody out stronger than the next person, then you excel in the quote unquote rap beef. They make videos, beef, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all this other stuff. How many people was assaulted? How many people was murdered? You telling me that's hip hop history? I beg your pardon. That is not hip hop history. Two beautiful black women going at it for what? Neither one of them hurting, if I'm not mistaken. It's about money, power, and respect. Yes, sir, Brother Daniel, I'm right on it. It's about money, power, and respect. So when you're talking about hip-hop and rap beef, you're talking about two totally different things. So we didn't create our post appealing to neither Remy Ma or Nicki Minaj. I explained to you at the very beginning of this video, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad told him that because they wouldn't listen to him, meaning our people, and they're not listening to Minister Farrakhan, meaning our people, Allah will beat the hell out of them. So the things that you see transpiring is from the wrath of Almighty God Allah in the black community. Everything that you see transpiring is based on our rebelliousness to accept truth and strive to live our life as upright as possible. But I wanted to address this subject because I found it very interesting how some of our quote-unquote brothers can try and justify two black women going at it with each other. I mean, the stuff that Remy Ma was saying, it was more so like if Nicki Minaj was standing in front of her, she would assault that sister just to prove that she's gangster or that she's set tripping, because she mentioned the fact of set tripping. Are you serious? Do we not realize what in the hell is going on and amongst black people today? And then some of us can sit here and try to come at your little brother as if to say you're justifying this quote-unquote set tripping. Well, guess what? When you had the Treacherous 3, you didn't have no set tripping. When you had Grandmaster Cash, you didn't have no set tripping, right? These are hip-hop artists. There was no set tripping when Run DMC was doing their thing. It was all about music and talent and lyrical skills. It wasn't until the early 90s or the mid 90s when the beef started. And it became major when Tupac and Biggie decided, well, actually Tupac went at Biggie and the whole Bad Boy clique. And from that point on, I could take it even further than that, right? Because right after NWA came out with Niggas with an Attitude, then this Caucasian saw the prophet and they propelled negative rap to the extreme. To nowadays, you can't even get a decent rap song and understand what the hell they talking about with some of the people that's on rap music today. So I'm going in with you today. I accept the challenge. Now, I'm not the one that likes to get into debating, but I will debate with you on this one, right? I am a former hip-hop artist. I got lyrics, I got skills, I got talent. I was one of those artists that believe as you cuss somebody out, you will propel. So you base your lyrics on disrespecting whoever you could to come up. I was one of those artists until I sat back and thought about it, and I had good brothers in the ranks of the Nation of Islam from Patterson, New Jersey, who shot and just basically directed me into a totally different direction, right? And I had to realize my mission wasn't sitting here cussing somebody out, right? I got bars for days. I can give you 16 hot ones. Don't ever underestimate your people. We're talented and gifted people, so we don't have to attack each other for this white man false illusion, money, power, and respect. Because that's what that is, false illusions. When you think that you getting respect and you coming up, right? Unfortunately, fortunately, Nicki Minaj is the new thing. And whenever you the hottest thing on the block, you subjected to such an attack from people that know you. As Remy Ma was saying, Remy Ma is a beautiful sister, very talented and very lyrical. But what's in it? It's a bigger picture for her to come at the sister in the way that she did. I'm not condoning the what she did. It is what it is. It's not going to affect Brother Albert at all. By no means. What it's going to affect is our young sisters who admire Nicki Minaj and admire Remy Ma. Now you got to have some a mediator in between this to teach our young sisters that you don't have to cuss each other out. You don't have to call each other bees. You don't have to talk down to each other. You don't have to talk about sexual context with each other or what one another is doing to become somebody. The black woman is the goddess. See, this is the greatest thing that ever existed on the planet. We allow this Caucasian and this beast to reduce us to the savages that we acting like today. You heard Minister Farrakhan break it down if you were listening Sunday. But again, we do understand that all of you will not accept the life-giving teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as taught by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. This is why that white man is beating the hell out of you and he ain't done yet. So you keep your beef going. And you keep supporting and exciting and inspiring him. I saw a post where a brother said Nicki Minaj hadn't responded yet. I pray Allah, Nicki Minaj do not respond. There is no need for Nicki Minaj to respond. She's worth, from my understanding, over $70 million. What is she going to respond to something like that for? If anything, it's going to propel her higher than where she at already. Right? We don't know Nicki Minaj. We only know an image. She created an image that made her money. Are you hating on that? We have a problem with that? Sister created an image that's making money for her and her family. So listen, family. Let's really think this out. When we want to get behind something, but not really understand the context of what all this is into or what it's about. The reality is the truth will prevail, and it always does. In light of the post that we wrote in regards to our dear brother Common and the white woman from Jurassic Parks that research and information has provided us or has been given to us, and his dating this white woman, whatever the case may be, that is his choice by right. Common can date whoever the hell he want to date. However, when you are straddling one side to the other, you have to make a conscious decision on which way you want to go. If it's a white woman you want, so be it. I can't tell you who to date. But I just find it very interesting that 1 minute we show black consciousness and love for black people, then turn around and say, and I quote, coming out of his mouth, this is not to condone our brother, but hell, no one is above a reality check, so to speak. But during the interview, live on one of these talk shows, Common made mention that if black people today would just give white people a chance, which means stop being so judgmental and allow them to come to grips with the way that they deal with us, right? This is what Common said. If we would give white people a chance to basically come to grips with the reality of how they deal with us. Now, I'm not sure if I'm understanding that statement, because why in the hell should we be giving white people a chance to come to grips, damn it, when over almost 400 and some odd years, they haven't come to grip yet. Now they have a regime in office that is about to wreak havoc on our people, right? You don't even have a clue. Why is it that we got to compromise with this white man? We didn't say that the white man was the devil to make mockery, to be slanderous. This is the truth. This is actual facts. So why do we got to stand here and compromise? When are they going to bow down and recognize that the black man is God, man? When are they going to recognize? When are they going to bow down? Why do our elite brothers and sisters who finally get a chance out of the hood go and sit with this cracker and be convinced that they want to compromise? While the killings and the lynchings in modern day times are continuously going on throughout the black community, from black on black crime to anybody killing niggas, is what we facing and deal with every day. This is a reality, brother. So if it's a white woman you want, praise be to Allah. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us the last trick that the white man would use against the black man was the white woman. Go read Message to the Black Man. Answer to the Critics. J.B. Stoner. Listen to what he said to the messenger of Allah about the desire and the love that black men have for white women. Go read the book or read that portion. Answer to the Critics. Message to the Black Man. J.B. Stoner, the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan at that time. Then listen good, or pay attention and read how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad responded to the answers to the critics, how he responded to J.B. Stoner in regards to why black men desire white women so much. Whether Common is dating this white woman or not, the atmosphere is set, so we don't give a damn either way. Our job as saviors of our people is to go out and enlighten our people and bring the truth to our people the best that we can. This is all we can do. And our hearts are clean. Our slate is clean once we bring the truth to you. Now, how you determine truth and consider truth is totally up to you. We don't control that, right? But I had to do this video today because in reality, there's something seriously wrong with our people. That's why the lessons asked the question, who is the 85%? Poison animal eaters, slaves of mental death and power, easily led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right direction. That is a portion of the 85%. That is how we function as a people in a society that is not made for us and never was made for us and never will be made for us. So you can basically take it or let it alone. But the truth is the truth. Again, I pray Allah, Nicki Minaj, choose not to respond. We have to end this madness because it disrupts the mission that we're on in terms of the conscious brothers and sisters, especially the Nation of Islam. Many of you are always crying about, where's the Nation of Islam? Why is the Nation of Islam not involved? This, that, or the third. But yet and all, you refuse to even sit down and dialogue with the Nation of Islam. Hell, you see us with the Final Call newspaper. You refuse to even pull over and say, brother, I'll go ahead and take one of those papers. So don't ask me, where's the Nation of Islam? The Nation of Islam is there, has always been there, and will always be there. And for those who are making or sending subliminal shots and literally saying right after the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan spoke Sunday, that when he's gone, the Nation of Islam will collapse. I beg your pardon. Let me explain something to you. This is the last time I'm going to say this. First and foremost, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will never leave us. Never. As long as I live and I breathe, and my brothers and sisters active in the Nation of Islam breathe, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan will live life, breathing life, light and power like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is living today, physically. Set the record straight with that point. The second point, the Nation of Islam is all wise and civilized and is eternal. And it will never die. It will never go through a phase of collapse. For those who are literally waiting for such a thing to happen, those who are making such comics carrying the name Muhammad, carrying the name of X, Soon you will be exposed. And it's not my job to worry about that. But it is my job to defend the life-giving teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, as it is taught today by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Hands down. You can take it or let it alone. This is what we do. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is making saviors for our people. He's not making hypocrites. He's not making crazy men and crazy women. He's making saviors. He's teaching us how to love black people. And when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad got the hardest job on the planet, was dealing with the black man and woman, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is teaching us, despite the self-hatred that we have for one another, how to love black people, how to love one another, even those who can't stand us. Those who say we're not real Muslim, as if they understand the concept of what a Muslim is generally. That's a whole nother subject. But I just wanted to make this point real briefly. I done talked too long already. But at the end of the day, our sisters going at each other in the way that they're going at each other, this has to stop. And it will, because I'm going to tell you something. This white man going to force you to one of our mosques or one of our study groups, because he's not going to stop slaughtering you. He's not going to stop beating the hell out of you. He's not going to stop pulling you over and snatching you out your car until you submit and join on to your own kind and become an active member of the Nation of Islam. As I stated earlier, if you had not had the opportunity or the chance to tune in to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan lecture, Fear Not for the Future is Our. Go to NOI.org and Google, go to NOI.org webcast and click on and sit back and listen over a cup of coffee, a cup of tea. Just give yourself a chance to hear the man. Listen to the man and give yourself a chance to hear the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan live for yourself in your own little square where you can really let it sink in. There was not a greater feeling than I felt to have myself and my family in Chicago this Sunday. Right? No post this time. So I was able to sit maybe 20 feet away from Jesus, the Messiah, and listen attentively to the lecture that he gave us this Sunday. And this is why I felt the need to address this Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj thing. Because no one stands up for the rap community like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. No one gives more love and passion to the hip-hop community like the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He's teaching us how to do that. Hell, it's hard for some of us. But he's guiding us to have compassion for our people. So I'm only sitting here striving to do my part. Follow the guidance and the direction that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is leading us in, meaning the Nation of Islam. And all of those who participate, whether you are actively in the Nation of Islam or you're just an active supporter of the Nation of Islam, we thank you for your support. We thank you for your support. If you are just one who tunes into the lectures on Sundays at home, we thank you for your support. We thank you. So with that being said, family, I do apologize if I took too much of your time. Normally these videos don't last no more than 20 minutes or less. But in this situation, I felt the need to really try my best to address two posts that we put up within the last 24 hours. The one dealing with Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma and Common. We love Common. That's our brother. Right? But when you send mixed messages, I mean, a lot of our people are confused. And then sometimes our brothers don't feel like they have to answer to. I'm not sure if he answered to it or not. But our goal in our post was as it was. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us the last trick that the white man would use against us was the white woman. That's a reality. And as I said in the message to the black man, go read Answer to the Critics, J.B. Stoner, and hear how the Honorable Elijah Muhammad responded to what J.B. Stoner was saying in regards to black men and their desire and their love for white women. So in regards to our brother, we love Common, we love our brother, and we support our brother. But when we send mixed messages, we have to answer to that. That's all that is. To our sisters, Remy Ma and Nicki Minaj, don't allow the industry to use you, because that's what they're doing. But then oftentimes some of our people do this willingly, because as Remy Ma said, it took her less than 24 hours or 48 hours to do the track that she did. I listened to the entire track. It was very interesting. It's all I will say. The facts of what she was saying is not even important to me. What's important is, at some point, our people have to be held accountable, because it interrupts the goals that many of our conscious brothers and sisters who are sincere about the elevation and the rise of a black nation. We have to address some of these problems. With that being said, family, I thank you so much for taking the time. Brother Daniel Muhammad, thank you, big bro, for all your comments, brother. Brother Daniel, I sincerely thank you, family, because you're always there in regards to, you know, the things that we post and the videos. I thank you for your support, brother. Brother Captain Roy is on. Thank you, big brother almighty. Love you, brother Captain. Love you, brother. I just wanted to say that. And with that being said, to all of those who may not be in the Nation of Islam, I pray Allah that what I said didn't offend anyone. But however, I can't be concerned with that. We're taught to speak the truth regardless to the circumstances. And if me speaking the truth had offended someone, the only thing I can say is that we pray Allah that we take our concerns to our prayer rugs, to whomsoever we may pray to, that we find peace and love in our hearts for one another, because we got serious problems already, and we don't need to see another saga going on now with our sisters. I mean, like, to the literal sense. Thank you for listening. May Allah continue to bless you. I leave you as I came before your family, the nation, greeted words of peace and paradise. Assalamu alaikum. Enjoy your day. Peace.